throughout Australia. This is 3AW's Round 1 coverage of the 2020 AFL Premiership season.
Good to have you back. Both teams out on the ground at 2 minutes away from the commencement of the second half. 3AW football all brought to you by McDonald's. Essendon 7-5-47, my apologies, over Fremantle 3-3-21. Jacob Townsend on debut for the Bombers has 3 goals. 26 points is the margin. Reminder, 5 o'clock tonight. Don't switch from us. Stay with us. The Twilight Zone, Mark Owen Ox, will be back and knocking it absolutely out of the park. And all the highlights, whether the pre-game highlights, the obviously post-match analysis, the votes, everything. 3AW is football. Make sure you have us available. That's at the Twitter site, at 3AW is football. And that is all thanks to the Dock Shop, as it's been for the last few years. Great to have the Dock Shop. You want something destroyed properly, comprehensively, call 1-800-DOC-SHOP for the Melbourne's first choice for secure document destruction. Follow us on Twitter, at 3AW is football. All helped out by the Dock Shop, whose trucks you will see right around town, Tim.
Tone, a couple of little notes. Geelong playing GWS this evening, and Cole Hutchinson, the AFL's historian over many, many years and great Geelong man, will be missing his first Geelong game since round 11, 1963.
Can't get there?
He's watched 1,294 games. Well, I gather it's due to the transport situation, but I'm not quite sure exactly why, but an incredible record. Round 11, 1963, the week after they had been beaten by Fitzroy, who won their only game of the year, and Geelong went on and won the flag, and Cole has seen every game since then up until tonight. It's an extraordinary story of dedication to a footy club.
From an extraordinary man that knows plenty about it, Cole Hutchinson. Let's start the third quarter for Robot Building Supplies. The Dockers, now a block from 5, can't get to the ball. Shield gets it to Bell Chambers. Tumbler going forward. I love the quick work from Snelling. Half forward unselfishly just goes wide to Jake String.
He wanted to play on, actually. Another step he would have been off, because he's going to have to kick from 55 metres, and Collie was heading in his direction to stand the mark, and I reckon Stringer, one more step he would have taken off.
Well, goal here probably takes the atmosphere out of the stadium.
And we'll see, though, what he does to Fife if he kicks this, because they were together at the stoppage. So where is Fife as the ball spreads?
Jake Stringer, he's had a colourful afternoon, in fact, a colourful career, basically. From 52, he's going... Oh, he's hit the post. And that was an excellent effort from Jake. 7-6-48, Essendon. Fremantle 3-3-21. Robot Building Supplies bring you the third quarter. Robot's got it, and the liver as well. robotbuildingsupplies.com.au as Fremantle, Tim, look to come out by the wing on the City side.
Dockers really need the early goals here to have a chance in this match. They work the ball to the wing. Darcy marked, overhand pass to Bewley, who swings it in towards half forward, but Sard is at the drop of the ball, takes the mark, goes back almost to fullback, and Hurley, who pokes it out to the other pocket, and it's marked uncontested there by Ridley. He draws a man and then sweeps the hand pass over him. Piggy in the middle style to Merritt, who kicks up to the wing. Cox shoved by McDonald, Tippin Goody. Should have been a free. Spillage with the Bombers. McGrath's got it. Scrambles a kick forward where Fantasia waited for it to come to him. Just didn't quite come off. Logue collects for Freo. Gives to Walters. He's flattened. Picked up by Smith for the Bombers. Hand pass to Waller, who props, cops, centres. Oh, brave effort there by Ryan. Couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Shields got it for Essendon. Works his way clear. Loads up. Swings it goalward. Hughes in the way. Just couldn't quite hang on to the mark for Freo. He forces it over the scoreline, though, for a behind.
We laugh because Jake Stringer makes the mundane look spectacular. He actually jumped 3 foot in the air to try and take a chest mark and fumbled it in the effort.
Ryan brings it in, marked by Fife at half-back, knocked forward by Tucker of the Dockers, only the middle of the ground. Stopping them path was Francis of Essendon. Ball comes loose, middle of the ground. Good tackle by Redmond on Walters, hung onto it for a long time. Essendon win it back. Francis got it from Sard. Defensive handball to Shield, having a beauty. Kicks it high and wide to the City side wing. One-on-one battle there. Well knocked down that time by the Bombers. Through Cutler. They're going to get it to half forward. Handball under pressure was Smith. Couldn't quite find a man. Still alive. Snelling goes hard to it. Beaten to the punch, though, by Bewley. Half-back wing as Tucker, just a little low scything pass. Beats his man, the advancing Docker player. Staying down, though, Banfield. Handball over the top to Sturt. It was great pace from young Sturt. Long kick to Ward for forward. Tabner works himself to the front. Good effort. Good body-on-body stuff. And I've got to say, Lee, it's a pretty fair effort when it's a genuine one-on-one contest and you outbody Michael Hurley.
He did. He had the advantage of the kick. The kick was to his advantage. Like, in other words, if he stopped, the ball was slightly to his left. The other side of his body was Hurley. So that's the kind of kick in your forward's advantage. It might have been a blind kick, but it actually just went the teammate's side of the contest, which made it just a little bit easier to take that chest mark. But they haven't taken many of these.
Yeah, but it's a straightforward shot. They trail by 27 points, Fremantle. I heard it.
Inside of his foot.
Misses 1 point, 3-4-22.
Is that the classification, Laurie, that, like, Taberner, he might have 3 shots, set shots, a goal if he has a really good day. But players who sort of 9 times out of 10 have a certain kicking action change it when they have a set shot.
Robot Building Supply scoreboard, Tim. We're 4 into the third quarter. Essendon 49, Dockers 22.
Such a pity that, because it was the best passage of footy of the day, I reckon. Banfield, really good effort to get the ball to Sturt, who, with a turn of speed, broke away and kicked it perfectly to Taberner, who took a good mark. Essendon go forward, but the Dockers hold up here. They work it around by hand. Fife and Loeb, a couple of the experienced campaigners. Now Logue, who kicks to the wing and slightly beyond, and Hurley takes the mark for Essendon between halfback and wing. I should have said lob a moment ago, as Hurley kicks to the wing, and Lob is there, and he edges Stringer under the ball. I think Jake felt he might have been shoved out, but the umpire was having none of it. So Lob on the centre line, or just behind, gets a call from McCarthy over on the other side of the centre circle, who hits up and takes the mark, but he's probably further behind the centre line than Lob was. He kicks in towards half forward. Nice even ball to Lob, who got to the drop of that one. So well done. And now he kicks towards the forward pocket. Front position for the Dockers. Taberner couldn't mark. Collier's got it, gave it, got it back. Kicks with the left foot, little untidily. McGrath in the way for the Bombers. Thrown to ground, didn't have it, I don't think. And umpire Stevic agrees. A free kick the Bombers' way in the last line of defence, as Fremantle are throwing a bit at them at the moment, but just can't string a couple of goals together to get back into this game.
He goes short to Devon Smith, and one of the reasons for the awful season last year, he's back and firing the best and fairest. And what a player he is, Lloydie. But Devon Smith is an absolute beauty. There's going to be a free kick going the Dockers' way.
Yeah, it's good to see him super fit.
What was that one on about?
Well,
we thought he was going to be a push in the back to Fife with the umpire. I don't know what he saw.
Val Chambers got it quickly to Fantasia. Handball forward to the middle, dock side. As Townsend picked it up, got it to Parrish, who wobbles one going forward.
Oh, he's played the Shepherd against the Fremantle, third Fremantle defender against Shield. It probably is protecting your teammate who's about to mark the ball, but gee, you'd be playing a lot of free kicks if these ones keep getting done.
Shield's just inside attacking 50. The left foot shot to the northern end. There's plenty of daylight for the goal, but
biggest weakness in his game, Tone. This is.
He normally runs quickly and kicks off a really sort of like a medium pace, but he's walking in slowly.
Doesn't have to kick it
off
hard.
One step.
He tries to bring it back Buddy Franklin style, and able to do so.
He didn't kick it bad, but he still missed.
And yes, that really
he made pretty good contact.
It really is damning with faint praise, Lee. 7-8-50 the Bombers. Essendon, that's Essendon. 3-4-22 the Dockers, as Conker marks 3 kicks, and they're still inside defensive 50. All thanks to Robot Building Supplies. And the Dockers, Tim, got it to centre half back.
7 of the 10 goals in the match kicked in the opening quarter. We're now 7 minutes into the third as Fremantle go forward. Darcy comes from behind Zirk Thatcher. Makes the spoil. Got it to Collier, who snaps across the body, but just hooked it too far behind. Essendon 7-8-50. Fremantle 3-5-23 on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. Can you spell robot, Tone?
R-O-B-O-T.
Thank you very much.
But That's Bartel's work. Who would have thought that a person with such a decorated career could fall for such buffoonery?
Tone, I just want to touch on earlier, we spoke about Alistair Clarkson in the crowd.
Yeah.
The rules are you can have one opposition staff member
rules,
if you're playing the team in the next 2 weeks.
Right,
you can come and watch the opposite. They're playing Freo next week.
And the fact that he knows that rule just shows, Tone.
Yeah, well, not only is he a genius, I'd like to be the gate person saying, you're not coming in, Clarko. See how well that goes over. Essendon by 27 points, 7-8-50 to 3-5-23 for Robot Building Supplies. Essendon basically just keepings off at the moment.
I wonder when that little rule regulation was made up, Lloyd.
Yeah.
Probably Thursday afternoon
or this morning.
Essendon moved the ball to Snelling on the wing, City side. Goes along the boundary line again. Gee, that's too easy a run at the ball that time for Stringer, although well done to Cox just to knock it out of bounds. But the Dockers, it's not pretty at the moment. It's methodical, Lee, but they've got it to within 70 metres of goal.
Lloyd said pre-game, basically, how are Fremantle going to kick a winning score? And I mean, that's been what's basically transpired. I mean, you're halfway through the third quarter. They've had about 8 shots at goal, kicked 3 goals. They're just, look very poor forward of centre.
High at half forward for the Bombers, fumbled by Cutler, but he manages to paddle the ball to McGrath. Under pressure, however, when he kicks high into the forward pocket, no one can mark it. Brayshaw front and square for Freo as gang tackled. Taken to the deck, there'll be a ball up just inside Essendon's 50. Do we know where Clarko actually is? He's in a corporate box.
Part of the stadium, yeah.
He's got a corporate box to himself, has he?
Yeah. That's how they do it, I think. The visiting families
hope he
last night had the corporate box.
Hope he is disciplined in his use of the corporate box. As the ball's cleared by the Dockers to the wing, but it's going to come back. Zirk Thatcher gives to Sard. Little left footer on the bounce to Bell Chambers. Sard keeps coming to receive. Gives to Francis. Gives to Guelphy, who sweeps it on in hope towards Merritt. Merritt did very well, and now he hand passes, hoping someone will be on the end of it. Laverty's got it. Gives to Zaharakis, who has to, from a standing start, hoist it towards the goal square. Well read by Duman, who just seemed to judge the trajectory and the drop, attacked the ball at the right moment, took the mark, and clears a bit too strongly for McCarthy. It bounces inside the line, then over for a throw-in between wing and half-forward for Essendon on the dock side of the ground.
I've got to say, Lloyd, I'm not too impressed with any of the aerial stuff in Essendon's forward line either. Now, Danaher, is he out for how long? Months still?
Only been running for a couple of weeks.
Right, started running again. Yeah.
Brayshaw, half-back won it, got it to Conker, who's kicked the crowd and on the wing, or just short of the wing on the dock side or broadcast side. Tyre power clock, 10 into the third quarter, 27-point margin in favour of the Bombers. Gee, Lob was crunched that time. And then Francis dropped the ball. Play on is the call. Bombers move it toward... as Merritt has the ball knocked out of his hand by Brayshaw. Prepared to run, though. McGrath received the handball. Long toward full forward. Who's at the front of the pack? There's 3 Bombers there. One of them is Townsend. Goes back to Zaharakis. Probably the wrong option. Inside attacking 50, the Bombers. Brayshaw won it back then to 5. He gets it to Aisha of the Dockers, back to Brayshaw. Man free at half-back on the City side, and Bewley takes the mark. 7-8-50 the Bombers. Fremantle 3-5-23. We're 12 into the third quarter on the tyre power clock. For tyre power, you can get 3 tyres by 3 Toyos. Get 1 for free this month at your local tyre power dealer.
Banfield for Fremantle kicks over the wing, but Taberner was outpointed, and it's all Essendon. They're just doing it in slow motion here. Cutler comes away, kicked poorly. Fife chopped it off, knocked it forward, collected, and then kicked to Schultz. It's wide open here. He goes towards Walters. Taberner got it his way, and the spillage is taken by Langford, who clears, but it's well marked by Lobb. Playing some good footy here, and the door reopens. Kick to Collier, and he marks it 25 out directly in front. Poor Taberner, he's had a tough afternoon, and he's just copped one of the biggest sprays you've ever seen from a teammate. Walters has gone back at him 2 or 3 times. Just the frustration for Walters, that type of day where you're just not getting the support from your teammates you deserve. But yet to see a goal in this third quarter, so this will be a big one for the Dockers. Collier has kicked 2 behinds. He needs to nail this. He should. He comes in, and he does. So the Dockers get the first goal of the half. It's taken 12 and a half minutes, and it just gives the dying embers a bit of a fan. The margin 21 points. Essendon 7-8-50. Fremantle 4-5-29 on the ROBOT Building Supply scoreboard.
Just to further that question about Essendon's aerial marking power in their forward line. Okay, Dana has been out for a long time and going to be out for a while. Is there anyone else that's just on the
Sean
fringes?
McKernan who has
McKernan can be good at times,
and obviously haven't seen James Stewart for a long time now, so he's...
Is McKernan injured or just didn't get a game?
Must be injured.
But anyway, nevertheless, they've kicked 7 goals from a lot of forward 50 entries, apart from Townsend's sort of cameos.
Yeah.
They haven't looked terribly imposing. I mean, McDonald, Tip and Woody hasn't really got involved much. He can be terrific, obviously, in the role that he plays, but the aerial part of their forward 50 doesn't look anything special.
And Hooker's the other one that can come back. But Zerk Thatcher, they're really happy with how he's going.
Yeah.
Lloydie, can you confirm that the Dockers have outscored Essendon in this quarter?
Well, it's obviously 1 goal. I think it's 1 goal, 3 to 3 points.
Thank you. Darcy knocks it forward from the restart. Dylan Shields been good. Got it to McDonald, Tip and Woody, running hard, Langford to receive the handball, shot it off to Merritt, kick under pressure, wasn't that bad. It's run out of bounds as Laverty takes it there. So it's inside attacking 50, half forward left for the Bombers going to the northern end. Hey, which end used to be yours? Used to be the Lloyd. What happened to your side, the Matthew Lloyd end?
Wouldn't let a staffer in to put it. I would have done it for them if they wanted.
Sure you would. As it is Crowden who got the ball away, gets it to Hughes, tumbler going forward for the Dockers, wins about 30 metres. And you can jump the fence if you like, Jackie, and grab the footy.
I might have to go get the footy for him. Just a quirky one down here. The Bombers are trying to police this, but they're trying to keep 2 on the bench and 2 on boxes close to the bench, so they're not all on the bench at the one time. So there's a sign of the times we're in at the moment.
All injuries, all good at the moment?
Yeah, at the moment. Jacob Townsend just had some work done on his quads, but that's about it.
21 points is the Bombers' lead. Ball on the dockside wing. Langford had it, tackled by 5.
So, Jackie, they're spreading out the players on the interchange bench.
Yeah, just on the Bombers bench. So I think at the moment Aaron Francis is about to sit down, which will make it 3, and someone will tap him on the shoulder and say move in about a couple of minutes.
And Alan Jeans used to say it's a simple game. It is a very complicated game. As Fremantle have got the ball, Ryan just bumps a little kick forward to Crowden, who dabs it to Schultz. 65 out. Bit of spark about Fremantle right now. Schultz kicks to within 20. Can someone snare it? No, they can't. They should have crumbed it. Picked up by Banfield, but the bird had flown. Now Lobb's got it. He hooks from a standing start, and he got so much curl that it might have started on line, but it's gone out on the full, and it'll be an Essendon free kick in the last line of defence to Cutler, but this one's not done quite yet. The Bombers lead by 21 points. Fremantle are just playing with a bit of belief.
They are, Tim. Back pocket kick from Cutler of Essendon. Hughes is there. He just knocks it out of the hands that time of Cox. So they could have taken a clean mark forward of the wing on the City side and gone forward. They did not. Tyre power clock. We're 16 minutes into the final quarter. Overtime on the old public service days coming back. Time on. 3 minutes 52 of that to play. Tossed in. Bell Chambers. Shield, fantastic. Got the ball away. Good kick that time. Cutler to half forward and beyond. Chance now. Laverty had it, lost it. And just weight of numbers there with the Dockers defensively. Cox, Ryan, McCarthy all involved. McCarthy halfback. Oh, it's a dangerous little grubbing kick. Well picked up by Tucker. Tackled, lost it. Should have been a Bombers free kick. Should be turned over. And it is. McGrath, handball, excellent. Goes to Zaharakis. Have a bounce. Kick it toward full forward. Young Snelling's got to get there. He's got to beat 2. He did. He grabbed it. He broke a tackle. He ran into goal and kicked it. Well done, young man. Deserved more than that. That was an excellent effort. 8-8-56 the Bombers. Dockers 4-5-29. 17 gone third quarter for Robot Building Supplies. And Lloydie, through a nice pre-season, so I'm using all of them up before we get to Anzac Day, a nice pre-season. He's a nice mover, this young fella.
Yeah, got his spot late in the year and actually played in the finals, in the final against the West Coast Eagles. But one thing, Lee, you've been talking about the lack of marking skills in the Essendon forward. I'd be frustrated a bit. They handball too much. I know plate carousel has come and that's something they've introduced. But when you're a forward, as you know, you
doesn't know when to lead.
You wouldn't know when to lead because I think they're overdoing it a little bit.
Right, okay.
They'll get away with it a bit against a side like the Dockers, but I reckon a team like Richmond or Collingwood would love this amount of handball that they're actually doing, because
maybe turn the ball over,
and hurt them. So I think that's something they've just got to get the balance right with how much they are handballing.
He's been good today, Snelling. I think he's going to be a good player for the Bombers. At the ball up, Bell Chambers beats Lobb, swats it in the Shield direction. He just sinks the boot into it, and it hit Merritt on the chest and bounced off. He picks it up, kicks high into the 50, but in the way is Cox, taking a good mark for Fremantle between full-back and centre-half-back. He passes riskily. Horrible option. Langford chops it off. He pokes it towards Zaharakis. That wasn't a whole lot better. And Fremantle have numbers around it. Ryan clears to McCarthy on his own at defensive 50 out on the half-back flank. He kicks short to Collier. Now into the corridor and Tucker, who weaves around Stringer but kicks terribly. Straight to Francis of Essendon. Hand pass to Shield and the Bombers are in motion.
Having a wonderful afternoon, Dylan Shield goes wide to defensive part of the centre square. Guelphy, short, Redmond. Ridley, Ridley's got it. Just backward of the centre square. 2 minutes to three-quarter time, tyre power clock. Essendon by 27 points. And in an entertaining third quarter, a goal each. As a kick goes toward Guelphy. Guelphy, a little bit of a change of hair for the young man. Not quite the shock of blonde. As Guelphy's kick to sort of wing half forward, dockside 5, trying to lift his side, did so well. Bravely got it to Dooman. Got a foot further forward that time through Brayshaw. Banfield there coming through. Well done, Tucker. Sideways handball. Collier, well-weighted handball. Had it, lost it. Now it's bobbling away from him and then gets pushed out of the way, and Essendon defence will stand firm as Guelphy just finesses a lovely pass to true centre-half back, and the Bombers have it with merit.
They've had a few chances, Freo, just haven't been good enough to grab the ones that have counted. Ball cleared by Merritt short to Bell Chambers, who kicks sideways, and Langford marks it just behind the wing, down below us on the dock side of Marvel Stadium. Langford kicks along the flank. Here comes Lobb from the side and had his name written all over that. Takes the mark. Fought pretty hard. He's probably lowered his colours to the more physically powerful Bell Chambers in ruck contest, but Lobb's been the better player around the ground. He kicks to midfield to Bewley. Low ball, nice kick in towards half forward. But no one really in position to mark that. Darcy
Schultz
tried to make position. Schultz has just about had his head taken off, and he'll take a free at the 50 for the Dockers. Short player for Fremantle, kicks long, top of the goal square, all Essendon in the air, no one able to mark it. Picked up though by Cutler, who kicks high, out over the 50, high and wide. McCarthy wants to keep it alive because he knows there's not an opponent in sight. He does keep it alive, but his hand pass to Tucker wasn't clean. Crowden's got it. He centres with the left boot, awkwardly for his forwards. Cutler again, hand pass not great. Near the boundary, Tucker helped at the Fife from a standing start on the boundary. Rushed through for a behind just before the siren, which means that at three-quarter time, Essendon lead by 26 points. 8-8. 56 for the first time this year to 4-6-30. The Bombers by 26, just one goal to each team. I think I'm right in saying in that quarter. So after 7 goals in the first quarter, there were just 3 in the second and 2 in the third. Essendon by 26.
Before we get to the break, Jackie, come in please with a little late injury there for Deep Heat.
Yeah, unlucky for Michael Hurley. He's just copped a little corky, I think, to that right hip. So I'll keep an eye on that in this break.
Lloydie, you can practice your Deep Heat sort of deep voice for the final quarter to go with ROBOT, which is Robot Building Supplies, and they brought you the third quarter. Robots got it and delivered. robotbuildingsupplies.com.au. Another wonderful short quarter of 20 minutes and 59 seconds. Essendon 8-8-56, leading the Dockers 4-6-30 right across Australia, all thanks to McDonald's. You're listening to 3W Football.